Okay. In last lecture, we have started related with the forms of igneous rock. So in that we have studied the important forms that are mainly classified in two categories: concordant and discordant. We have also studied the difference between what is the meaning of concordant and what is the meaning of discordant forms. So concordant form means those forms which are parallel to the rock layer or bed or bedding plane. That parallel forms of the igneous rocks are considered as a concordant forms, and discordant forms means those forms which cut to the layer across or vertically. So such a type of the forms are considered as a discordant form that we have studied. Now, in the important igneous form, we have discussed regarding with the dike. We have discussed regarding with the second important form, that is the seal. Okay, and also we have discussed at the last of the lecture regarding with the third form, that is the laccolith. Okay, so laccolith means we have studied that the dome-like structure having base flat and top is convex. So that dome-like structure is considered as a laccolith that we have studied. Okay. Now, today we are going to discuss the next type of the intrusion, next type of the forms of the igneous rock, which is considered as a batholith. Okay, batholith. Now, which are the important points regarding with the batholith that we are going to discuss now? So, the first point regarding with the batholith is that mm, they are largest kind of plutonic bodies, irregular in shape and occupies large area. Okay, means they does not have any particular shape like laccolith. In laccolith, we have seen that flat is bottom, top is convex, dome-shaped structure. So here batholith doesn't have any particular shape and size. But when we're talking about the dimensions of the batholith, the dimensions of the batholith are very large. Okay, very large dimensions of the batholith are there. They are in several kilometers in width and length. Okay, so such a type of the large intrusions are considered as a batholith, having the very large area, their sides sloping away from each other, which makes them larger and large downward extending to greater depth. Okay. Regarding with the other features of the batholith, that they are sloping away from each other sides. Now when we look the sides of the batholith, just wait, I will show you that sides of the batholith. Now here, these are the sides of the batholith. Now when you look here, this is the batholith and they are sloping away from each other. The slope is in opposite direction. Okay, so it is considered as a sloping away from each other. Now, what is the next character? These are either granites or granodiorites in composition. Granites and granodiorites. Granite means it is a igneous rock having maximum silica percentage, means it is in acidic category. Okay, acidic rock. We have studied the classification of igneous rock. In that we have studied the acidic means having the maximum silica percentage more than 66%. So granite and granodiorites, these are the varieties of the igneous rocks, and mainly the batholiths are formed from such a type of the acidic granitic rock. Now when you travel in the South India, that is in Karnataka state, mainly such a type of the large batholiths are present there in the various parts of the state. Okay, so just wait, I will show you the some images related with that batholith. So this is a typical sketch cross section of the batholith. Now, when you look the bottom width of this batholith, it is more than 10 kilometer. The width is more than 10 kilometer at the bottom, and at the top, the width is very less. Okay, when it is in few kilometers, that is up to 3 to 4 kilometer is width, then such a type of the top part of the batholith is considered as a stock, and the bottom part of that maximum. These are smaller irregular bodies with 10 kilometer in maximum dimension, and when it is less than 10 kilometer, then it is considered as a stock. More than 10 kilometer, it is considered as a batholith, and it is a top part of the that batholith part. Now, this is the image of the batholith having the sloping sides away from each other, and having the great thickness at the bottom, and at the top the thickness is minimum. Now, next form of the igneous rock that we are going to study is the phacolites. Now, what is the meaning of phacolites? These are concordant bodies. Concordant means remains parallel to the rock layer. Now here, when you look here, the concordant bodies, they are parallel to the rocks. Okay. Now these rock layers are having fold, means curvature, and to that curvature, at the depression, such a type of the intrusions are formed. Now here, these are the intrusions here and here. Okay, these are the depression part, and in such a depression parts, these rocks are formed, which are parallel to the top and bottom rock layers. So such a type of the shape and size, that is form of the igneous rock, is considered as a phacolic. Okay. Now these are found at the crest and trough. Now you know what is the meaning of crest. We are going to discuss in next unit regarding with this structure, that is fold, in detail. But remember that you might have studied in the physics the wave. Okay, in the wave there are two parts. The top part of the wave we considered as a crest, and the depression, we consider that depression as a trough. So generally, these phacolites are found at the crest and at the trough. So generally, at the crest in this area, and at the trough in this area, to that rock layer, such a type of the phacolites are formed. Okay, and they are mainly formed in the folded sedimentary rock. Folded means having such a type of the wave-like structure. That wave-like structure of the rocks are considered as a folded structure, and they are formed in the sedimentary type of the rock. Sedimentary means I have told that there are three important types of the rock: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rock. These are the three types of the rock. So generally, these phacolites are formed in the sedimentary type of the rock, in the form of intrusion. Okay. Now, next form is the lopolith, and lopolith means here this structure is considered as a lopolith. Just wait, I will show you that structure. Okay, so this structure where I have marked in the green line. Okay, this structure is considered as a lopolith. Now, what is meaning of lopolith? Lopolith means these are basins or saucer shaped. Okay, saucer shaped, cup and saucer. Saucer means bashi. In Marathi, we consider at a bashi, cup bashi. So it is saucer shaped concordant body. Concordant means it is remains parallel to the rock layers. When you look here, this saucer shaped body, which I have marked in the green color, it is parallel to the top rock and also parallel to the bottom rock layer. They don't cut to the top and bottom rock layers. They remain parallel to the top and bottom layers. Now, when you look here, its top is nearly flat, okay, and convex bottom. So here, the bottom side of this structure is convex and top is more or less parallel, more or less flat. They are very huge bodies with diameter up to 150 miles, approximately 240 kilometers. So from this point to this point, the total length is about 240 kilometers. Means 240, it is not a small distance. Means at the formation of the process of such a type of the lopolith, the magma can travel very long distance up to 240 or beyond that 240 kilometers. That's why it gives the huge dimension up to 240 kilometers. Now, just wait, I will show you the images related with this lopolith. Yes, first I have to show you images related to the first phacolith. Okay, so here this is the structure we considered as a phacolith. Just wait, I will show you. So this is the wave-like fold. Okay, now in this wave-like fold, these intrusions are considered as a lopolith. Okay, here and here at this depression part, at this crest. Okay, these areas. Phacoliths and lopoliths are these. Okay, so here when you look here, this is a saucer shaped structure. When you look here, the bottom is convex here, which I have marked in the red color, and top is more or less flat. So this depression basin or this type of the structure where bottom is convex and top is more or less flat, such a type of the structure is considered as a lopolith. So these are the images. It is not images. These are the diagram of these important structure: lopolith, laccolith, phacolith, seal dike, etc. Okay, now up to this, we have finished the first type of the rock in the petrology section, that is the igneous rock. I have told that there are three types of the important rocks are there. One is the igneous rock, second one are the sedimentary rock, and third one are the metamorphic rock. Out of which up to now we have discussed regarding with the first type of the rock, that is the igneous rock. Now this point onwards we are going to discuss now the second type of the rock, which are considered as a sedimentary rock. Okay, now sedimentary rock, as the name indicates, that here the origin for the formation of these sedimentary rock is the sediments, or source for the formation of sedimentary rock is the sediments. From sediments the sedimentary rocks are formed. Okay, What is the source for igneous rock? We have studied it. From which material the igneous rocks are formed, that we have studied. We have studied in the last 2-3 lectures about the igneous rock. So what is the important source of the igneous rock? Igneous rock कशापासून तयार होतात?
Lava.
Hello? Yes, lava. And what is the other material? What is the other material? What is the other material from which the igneous rocks are formed? First one you have told that lava, and second one is the magma. Both are the same material that we have discussed. Both have the same material, but when that liquid material present inside the earth, that time we consider that material as a magma. Okay, and when that magma erupts on the earth surface, that time that material is considered as a lava. Both are same. Okay, likewise here the for the formation of sedimentary rock, the sediments play an important role, and that sediments are considered as a important source of the for the formation of sedimentary rock. So before going to start this point related with the sedimentary rock, I have to show you one video clip. Just I have to search that video clip. Either it is present in my laptop or not, but it may be present in my laptop. Just wait, I will share that video from which you can understand how by which process these sediment rocks are formed. Okay, so just wait, I will share it with you.
Sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are those rocks which are layered or stratified, and they are formed with the agents of running water, wind or glacier. These agents break and erode the igneous and other rocks and transport them to a certain place where they are deposited.
Great.
The deposition of such material occurs in layers. These rocks consist of a number of layers and often contain fossils of animals and plant life. These rocks are comparatively soft. They are classed into the following subtypes: mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, chemically formed sedimentary rocks, organically formed sedimentary rocks. mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. When the rocks are exposed to weather changes and to other agents of erosion, they are broken and thus carried away to a particular site where such material is deposited in layers, and thus this type of rocks are formed. Sandstone, shale, clay, gravel, etc. are the examples of such rocks. Chemically formed sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed by the process of evaporation of water containing mineral salts in the solution. In deserts or shallow lakes, water gets evaporated, leaving behind a layer of salts. These salts get consolidated into sedimentary rocks. Common salt, gypsum, potash, and nitrates are some of the examples of chemically formed sedimentary rocks. Organically formed sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed by the accumulation of the remnant part of organisms, plants and animals. Coal, limestone, chalk, etc. are some examples of this type of rocks.
So this is the this one was the video related with the sedimentary rock. Just I have to show you one video which is related with this topic, which is considered as a rock cycle.
Hi, my name is Thor Robertson. Today I'm going to be teaching you about the rock cycle. First, you need to know about the three different types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. Each of these rocks has a unique way of forming and can even transform into one another. Now, let's start by explaining how igneous rocks form. This volcano looks like it's about to erupt. Beneath the Earth's crust is liquid magma. Magma usually travels to the Earth's surface through volcanoes. Once the liquid hot magma makes its way above ground, it cools and hardens over time into new rock. These rocks that form are what we know as igneous rocks. Sedimentary and metamorphic rocks can become igneous rocks by melting and hardening, although this is a very rare occurrence. Now, let's move on to sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are easy to identify because of their name. Sedimentary rocks are composed of loose sediments, hence the name. Parts of igneous and metamorphic rocks can become sedimentary rocks through weathering, erosion, compaction, and cementation. Weathering and erosion are natural forces that cause pieces of rocks to break off into smaller sediments. This is usually caused by wind or the water. These sediments then get carried away and gather over time, as you can see here. This is called deposition. Now, compaction and cementation binds these sediments together with pressure and other earth elements, specifically water. The rocks that form are what we know as sedimentary rocks. Finally, let's discuss metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks form from a process, similarly called metamorphosis. Metamorphosis occurs when other rocks are subject to intense heat and pressure. Let's take a look. Underground, magma can find its way through porous and loose materials. When the magma can't get to the surface, it starts to change the sediments and materials that are close enough to feel its heat. The heat from the magma and the pressure from the tons of material above cause the surrounding sediments and materials to change their composition and structure. Metamorphosis usually occurs at temperatures between 300 and 700 degrees Celsius. These new rocks that form are what we know as metamorphic rock. Igneous and sedimentary rocks can go through metamorphosis if they are buried deep enough under the Earth's surface and if they are exposed to high enough temperatures. Let's get back to my office now. As you can see, rocks form in many ways, and each rock has the potential to become a different kind of rock under the right circumstances. The rock cycle has existed for as long as we can date back. Rocks have been forming and transforming for millions of years. The Earth is made of rocks, and now you know how they form. Thanks for watching. I'm Thor Robertson.
Yes. Now from these two videos, I have to show that the three important rocks, that is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. We have studied details about the igneous rock. Now today we are going to discuss regarding with the second type of the rocks, that are the sedimentary rocks. Okay. Now origin or source for the formation of sedimentary rock is the sediments. Now what is the meaning of sediments? Sediments are best example of the sediments is the sand present in the river course. Okay, that sand we considered as a sediment. Okay, so that sediments having various shapes and size. Some sand particles are very large in size. They are huge boulders having the diameter up to 10 or 20 meter or more than it. Such a type of the large boulders are also considered as a sediments. Small pebbles which are present in the river course, the material which is less than pebble in the size, that is the sand particles. The particles which are less than sand in the size, that are silt, clay or dust material or soil material. All that material which are in the loose form, that materials are considered as a sediments. Okay, and from that sediments the sedimentary rocks are formed. So first we have to know the process of formation of sedimentary rock. Okay, first the process of formation of sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed by three processes. The three processes are involved in the formation of the sedimentary rock. First one is the weathering and erosion. Second one is the sedimentation, and third one is the lithification and diagenesis. Okay, so these are the three important processes: weathering, erosion, sedimentation, lithification, and diagenesis. Now we have to know, or we are going to discuss each process in detail. Now weathering and erosion. Okay, now weathering, what is the meaning of weathering? The weathering means the process of by the process when one rock is converted into several pieces by physical and chemical action. That time that process is considered as a weathering. Means physical breakdown and chemical decomposition of the original rock is considered as a weathering. And when that particles of the rocks are transported from one place to another place, that time that transportation of the materials is considered as a erosion. So these are the two processes, weathering and erosion. Okay, so just I will explain it in Marathi now. वेदरिंग म्हणजे काय, तर एखादा जर जस्ट मिनिट, आय विल शो यू इट विथ diagram. Okay, just wait. Okay, now look here, suppose this is the one rock is present, huge rock is there. Now when this rock is converted into small pieces, आता हा जर रॉक यावेळेस इथे जर अशा छोट्या पार्ट्स मध्ये जर डिवाइड होत असेल, आता हा कशामुळे डिवाइड होतो, तर याला वेगवेगळे रिझन्स आहेत, ते आपण नंतर स्टडी करणारच आहे. फिजिकल अँड केमिकल, फिजिकल प्लस केमिकल reasons are there for the conversion of these huge rocks into small particles. Now आता फिजिकल मध्ये एक्झाम्पल काय देता येतील आपल्याला, सनलाइट मुळे असेल किंवा रेन वॉटर ऍक्शन मुळे काय होतं की हा रॉक असा स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स मध्ये डिवाइड होतो, याच्यापासून असे छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स काय होतात, तयार होत असतात. त्या रॉकची झीज होते आणि त्याच्यापासून हे पार्टिकल्स तयार होतात. आता ही जी प्रोसेस असते की ज्या प्रोसेस मधून एक मोठा रॉक अशा स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स मध्ये डिवाइड होतो फिजिकल आणि केमिकल ऍक्शन मुळे, त्या प्रोसेसला काय म्हटलं जातं, वेदरिंग म्हटलं जातं. आता हे जे तयार झालेले छोटे पार्टिकल्स असतील, रेन वॉटर मुळे काय होतं की रेन वॉटर बरोबर हे पार्टिकल्स त्या ओरिजिनल प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत त्याचं काय होतं, ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होतं. ओके, सो these particles can travel from its original place up to the new place by this transportation process, and this transportation is considered as a erosion. आता ही जी ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन प्रोसेस असते त्या ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन प्रोसेसला आपण काय म्हणतो, इरोजन म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर केलं जातं. ओके, सो दिस इज दी प्रोसेस ऑफ वेदरिंग अँड इरोजन. Just wait, I will share it again. सो वेदरिंग अँड इरोजन तुमच्या लक्षात आलं असेल, म्हणजे एखाद्या मोठ्या रॉकची झीज होते आणि त्याच्यापासून छोटे पार्टिकल्स तयार होतात, ते एका प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत त्याचं ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होतं. दिस प्रोसेस इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए वेदरिंग अँड इरोजन. नाव दी सेकंड प्रोसेस इज दी सेडिमेंटेशन. आता दुसरी प्रोसेस त्या ठिकाणी पुन्हा वेदरिंग इरोजन झाल्यानंतर नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस ऍक्ट होते. दॅट प्रोसेस इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए sedimentation. Now what is the meaning of sedimentation? Sedimentation means the formation of hard and compact rock from the loose sediments. The formation of hard and compact rock from the loose sediments, that process is considered as a sedimentation. आता sedimentation कधी होतं, तर इरोजन नंतरची ही स्टेप आहे. दिस इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप आफ्टर द इरोजन. इरोजन होतं म्हणजे काय होतं की, जस्ट वेट, आय विल शो यू, आयदर इट इज प्रेझेंट इन माय, येस येस, दिस इज द स्लाइड आय हॅव टू शो यू. आता या ठिकाणी काय होतं की माउंटेन एरियामधून हे जे पार्टिकल्स असतात, हे पार्टिकल्स ट्रॅव्हल करतात लॉंग डिस्टन्स. आता या ठिकाणी जर आपण बघितलं तर या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला दाखवतो की हे जे माउंटेन एरियामधून तयार झालेले जे पार्टिकल्स आहेत, या सगळ्या पार्टिकल्सला आपण काय म्हणतो, सेडिमेंट्स म्हणतो. हे पार्टिकल्स माउंटेन एरियामधून ते प्लेन एरियामध्ये एंट्री करतात, रिव्हर मधून ते पुढे पुढे जात असतात. ओके, नाव व्हॉट यू सीन हियर, continuously from mountain area to the last stage, the size of these sediments are continuously reducing. Continuously या सेडिमेंटची साईज काय होत गेलेली आहे, रिड्यूस होत गेलेली आहे. हे आपल्याला तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी दिसतंय. आता खाली जो मी पिक्चर दिलेला आहे, या पिक्चर मध्ये तुम्हाला काय दिसतंय, दिस इज द माउंटेन एरिया, अँड इन दिस माउंटेन एरिया दीज आर दी सेडिमेंट्स. आता या ठिकाणी हे छोटे मोठे तुकडे पडलेले आहेत रॉकचे. दॅट पार्टिकल्स आर कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए सेडिमेंट. नाव व्हॉट इज द कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ दी सेडिमेंट्स इन द माउंटेन एरिया. आता या माउंटेन एरियामध्ये हे जे सेडिमेंट्स आहेत त्याची कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक काय आहे, साईज कसा असतो त्याचा, मोठा असतो. मोठ्या साईजचे हे रॉक पार्टिकल्स असतात. शेप कसा आहे त्याचा, व्हॉट इज अबाउट दी शेप इन दी माउंटेन एरिया. लुक दी शेप from mountain area up to the plain area. What you notice here regarding with the shape? What is the shape in the mountain area?
Irregular.
Yes, here, just wait, I will show you it with different color. Now here, when you look here in this mountain area, the shape is irregular. Okay, just wait. Okay, now here in the mountain area, the shape of the sediments are irregular. Irregular means the edges are sharp. So such a shape is considered as a angular shape. Okay, या टाइपचा जो शेप असतो त्याला काय म्हटलं जातं, अँग्युलर शेप म्हटलं जातं. साइड्स त्याच्या अशा एकदम शार्प आहेत, फ्लॅट आहेत. सो सच अ शेप इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए अँग्युलर. आणि या माउंटेन एरियामधून तुम्ही जर बघितलं, पुढं पुढं जसं त्याचं ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होत जातं तसं या सेडिमेंटचा शेप या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला कसा दिसतोय. नाव इन दिस एरिया, व्हॉट इज द शेप ऑफ दिस सेडिमेंट्स और पार्टिकल्स?
Circular.
Yes, circular, or we can consider this shape is the rounded shape. आता या शेपला काय म्हटलं जातं, राउंडेड शेप म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर केलं जातं. राउंडेड और सब राउंडेड म्हणजे जेवढं जास्त ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होईल त्या पार्टिकलचं तेवढं त्याचा राउंडनेस काय होत जातो, इन्क्रीज होत जातो. राउंडनेस is directly depend on the distance of the transportation. मॅक्झिमम सेडिमेंट जर ट्रॅव्हल करत असतील डिस्टन्स तर त्या ठिकाणी त्यांचं राउंडिंग परफेक्ट होतं आणि त्याचा साईज जो असतो तो कंटिन्युअसली रिड्यूस होत जातो. ओके, आपल्याकडे ज्या रिव्हर्स असतात त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला खूप मोठे बोल्डर्स बघायला मिळत नाहीत. तुम्ही बऱ्याचशा मूवीज मध्ये बघितलेलं असेल की बऱ्याचशा मूवीज मध्ये केदारनाथ असेल किंवा बऱ्याचशा क्रिश मूवी होती त्यामध्ये हिमालयन रिजन मधले एरियामध्ये शूट केलेल्या मूवीज आहेत. त्यामध्ये तुम्हाला बघायला मिळतं की त्या रिव्हर्सच्या असतात त्यांची विड्थ कमी असते, एकदम लहान विड्थ असते आणि त्याच्यामध्ये खूप मोठे बोल्डर्स तुम्हाला बघायला मिळतात. आता हे बोल्डर्स आकारानं खूप मोठे का असतात, बिकॉज दे ट्रॅव्हल व्हेरी लेस डिस्टन्स. त्याच्या ओरिजिन पासून ते खूप कमी डिस्टन्स ट्रॅव्हल झालेले असतात, त्यामुळे त्यांचा साईज मोठा असतो. जेवढं जास्त ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होईल तेवढा त्यांचा साईज कंटिन्युअसली काय होत जातो, कमी कमी होत जातो. ओके, सो these are considered as a sediments and it is the product of weathering and erosion. Now after weathering and erosion at one particular site, आता weathering and erosion झाल्यानंतर एक अशी स्टेज येते की त्या ठिकाणी ते सेडिमेंटचं ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन स्टॉप होतं. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी जर तुम्ही बघितलं तर प्लेन एरियामध्ये आल्यानंतर ही जे वॉटर फ्लो असतो या just minute, the speed of water is continuously decreasing from mountain to plain area. माउंटन टू प्लेन एरिया मध्ये हा वॉटरचा फ्लो असतो, स्पीड असतं ते कंटिन्युअसली डिक्रीज होत जातं आणि एका एरियामध्ये असं होतं की त्याचं स्पीड कमी होतं आणि हे जे ट्रान्सपोर्ट केलेले सेडिमेंट्स असतात ते एखाद्या एरियामध्ये काय केले जातात, सेटल केले जातात. ओके, सेटल ऍट दी बॉटम ऑफ दी रिव्हर, रिव्हरच्या बॉटमला त्यांचं सेटलमेंट होते. नाउ सेटलमेंट और सेटिंग ऑफ दी sediments or particle at the bottom of river, that settlement is considered as a sedimentation. ओके, म्हणजे ते वॉटरचं स्पीड कमी झालं की ते पार्टिकल्स काय करतात, बॉटमला सेटल होतात. त्या सेटलमेंटच्या प्रोसेसला काय म्हटलं जातं, सेडिमेंटेशन म्हणून आपण त्याला कन्सिडर करत असतो. ओके, नाउ जस्ट मिनिट, आता ही दुसरी प्रोसेस झाली सेडिमेंटेशन. आता आपण नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस बघायची आहे. येस, वेदरिंग इरोजन बघितलं. वेदरिंग म्हणजे काय, इरोजन म्हणजे काय, सेडिमेंटेशन म्हणजे सेटलमेंट ऑफ दिस सेडिमेंट ऍट वन पर्टिक्युलर साइट इज कन्सिडर्ड ऍज ए सेडिमेंटेशन. नाउ थर्ड प्रोसेस इज स्टार्ट आफ्टर द सेडिमेंटेशन and that process is considered as a lithification and digenesis. ओके, आता या ठिकाणी थर्ड प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होते सेडिमेंटेशन मध्ये. सेडिमेंटेशन नंतर ती असते लिथिफिकेशन अँड डायजेनेसिस. नाउ वी विल सी द मिनिंग ऑफ द लिथिफिकेशन अँड डायजेनेसिस फर्स्ट. नाउ सपोज दिस इज द बॉटम ऑफ रिव्हर. ओके, हा रिव्हरचा बॉटम आहे अँड दिस इज द वॉटर लेवल. ओके, ही ती वॉटर लेवल आहे अँड सेडिमेंट्स आर सेटल्ड at the bottom of this river course. या रिव्हर कोर्सच्या बॉटमला हे सेडिमेंट्स काय झालेले आहेत, सेटल झालेले आहेत. these sediments are settled at the bottom of this river. okay, and this settlement is considered as a sedimentation. त्याला आपण सेडिमेंटेशन म्हणून या ठिकाणी कन्सिडर करत असतो. now after the sedimentation, next process is the lithification. now lithification means what? Now in the lithification means from these sediments, now these sediments are in the loose form. okay, हे जे सेडिमेंट्स या ठिकाणी डिपॉझिट झालेले असतात किंवा सेटल झालेले असतात ते लूज फॉर्म मध्ये असतात. दे नॉट अटॅच्ड टू इच अदर, दॅट्स वाय इट इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए लूज फॉर्म. अँड फ्रॉम these loose sediments are converted into hard and compact rock. when these loose sediments are converted into hard and compact rock, that time that process is considered as a lithification. म्हणजे या sediments पासून हार्ड अँड कॉम्पॅक्ट रॉक ज्यावेळेस तयार होतो त्यावेळेस त्या प्रोसेसला काय म्हटलं जातं, लिथिफिकेशन म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर केलं जातं. ओके, आता ही जी लिथिफिकेशन प्रोसेस आहे या प्रोसेसमध्ये 3 सब प्रोसेसेस येतात. ओके, या लिथिफिकेशन मध्ये 3 सब प्रोसेसेस येतात. पहिली जी प्रोसेस असते ती असते कॉम्पॅक्शन. ओके, सेकंड प्रोसेस जी असते ती म्हणजे सिमेंटेशन. And third process is recrystallization. Third process is the recrystallization. Okay, so these 3 processes are involved in this lithification process. या 3 प्रोसेसला कंबाईन मध्ये lithification म्हटलं जातं. आता कॉम्पॅक्शन, what is meaning of first we will see what is the meaning of compaction. आता कॉम्पॅक्शन म्हणजे काय, आता या ठिकाणी हे जे सेडिमेंट्स असतात जे सेटल झालेले असतात या रिव्हरच्या बॉटमला, आता या ठिकाणी काय होतं की कंटिन्युअस एकावरती एक लेयर या ठिकाणी या सेडिमेंटचा ऍड होत जातो आणि त्यामुळे काय होतं की बॉटमचे जे सेडिमेंट्स असतात त्या बॉटमच्या सेडिमेंट्स वरती प्रेशर क्रिएट होतं वरच्या सेडिमेंटच्या लेयरचं, आणि वरून हे जर प्रेशर कंटिन्युअसली क्रिएट होत राहिलं तर काय होतं की सुरुवातीला हे सेडिमेंट्स खूप एकमेकापासून थोड्याशा डिस्टन्स वरती सेटल झालेले असतात. वरून प्रेशर क्रिएट झाल्यामुळं या सेडिमेंटच्या मधली जी स्पेस असते ती स्पेस काय होते, रिड्यूस होते. एम्प्टी स्पेस या ठिकाणी रिड्यूस होते, ते एकमेकाच्या खूप जवळ येतात आणि या प्रोसेसला काय म्हटलं जातं, कॉम्पॅक्शन म्हटलं जातं. कॉम्पॅक्शन मीन्स दी एम्प्टी स्पेस in between the sediments gets reduced due to the overlying load of the sediments. This process is considered as a compaction. Okay, now after compaction, आता compaction नंतर पुढची स्टेप सुरू होते ते म्हणजे सिमेंटेशन. ओके, नाउ यू नो द मीनिंग ऑफ दी सिमेंटेशन. तुम्हाला सिमेंटेशन म्हणजे काय ते माहित आहे की आपण सिमेंटेशन म्हणजे काय की लूज मटेरियल पासून हार्ड मटेरियल तयार होणं, त्याला आपण सिमेंटेशन म्हणतो. ओके, आता या ठिकाणी काय होतं की ही सगळी प्रोसेस कुठं सुरू असते, म्हणजे डिपॉझिशन होणं, ते सेटल होणं, ते एकमेकाच्या जवळ येणं म्हणजे कॉम्पॅक्शन होतं. ऑल दीज प्रोसेसेस आर गोइंग ऑन अंडर दी वॉटर. अंडर दी वॉटर, वॉटरच्या आतमध्ये या सगळ्या प्रोसेसेस सुरू असतात. आता ज्यावेळेस वॉटर समर सीझन मध्ये काय होतं की ड्यू टू मॅक्झिमम टेम्परेचर अँड लेस अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द वॉटर, some rivers may get dry in the summer season. The best example of the river is the river present in the Pandharpur in your area, that is Chandrabhaga. In summer season generally the river is dry due to the less availability and less availability of the water. वॉटरची अवेलेबिलिटी कमी असते त्यामुळे ती रिव्हर काय असते, ड्राय असते. नाव आता ह्या रिव्हर वॉटर मध्ये काय झालेलं असतं की द रिव्हर वॉटर इज नॉट इन प्युअर फॉर्म. ओके, रिव्हर वॉटर कधीच प्युअर फॉर्म मध्ये नसतं. सम डिझॉल्व मटेरियल्स आर देअर इन दी वॉटर, दॅट डिझॉल्व मटेरियल्स आर प्रेझेंट इन दॅट वॉटर. आता समर सीझन मध्ये ज्यावेळेस वॉटरचं इव्हॅपोरेशन होतं त्यावेळेस त्याच्यामधून फक्त H2O जो असेल, वॉटरचं केमिकल कंपोजिशन काय असतं, H2O, तो H2O फक्त त्या ठिकाणी काय होतो, इव्हॅपोरेट होत असतो आणि त्यामधलं जे डिझॉल्व झालेलं मटेरियल असतं ते मटेरियल आहे तसं त्या ठिकाणी सेटल होत असतं इन दी फॉर्म ऑफ दी डिपॉझिशन. ते आहे त्या ठिकाणी तसंच राहतं डिझॉल्व झालेलं मटेरियल, आणि ते डिझॉल्व झालेलं जे मटेरियल असतं ते डिझॉल्व झालेलं मटेरियल पुन्हा काय होतं की या सेडिमेंटच्या मधली जी एम्प्टी स्पेस असेल त्या एम्प्टी स्पेस मध्ये जाऊन ते डिझॉल्व झालेलं मटेरियल फिल होतं. ओके, जस्ट आय हॅव गिवन हिअर इन दी पिंक कलर दी सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल. आता ते डिझॉल्व्ह झालेलं सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल असेल ते या एम्प्टी स्पेसच्या मध्ये जाऊन बसतं. दोन सेडिमेंटच्या मधली जी एम्प्टी स्पेस असते तिथं जाऊन ते फिल होतं आणि इट ऍक्ट ऍज ए सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल. दॅट्स वाय these loose sediments are cemented with each other with this cementing material. त्यामुळे ते जे लूज सेडिमेंट्स असतात ते एकमेकाशी त्या सिमेंटिंग मटेरियलनं काय केले जातात, बाउंड केले जातात, अटॅच केले जातात. सो दिस प्रोसेस इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए सिमेंटेशन. आता हे सिमेंटेशनचे 3 टाइप्स आहेत. पहिलं सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल असतं ते म्हणजे कॅल्कॅरेशियस. कॅल्कॅरेशियस म्हणजे कॅल्शियम कंटेंट त्याच्यामध्ये मॅक्झिमम असतो. The first cementing material is the calcareous, as the name indicates that calcium content is maximum. Second cementing material is the siliceous. Siliceous, as the name indicates that siliceous means when the silica content is maximum, then it is considered as a siliceous cementing material. And third type of the cementing material is the ferruginous cementing material. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of ferruginous cementing material? The ferruginous cementing material means ferrous. Now, what is meaning of ferrous? Ferrous means iron. Okay. Ferrous means iron. When the cementing material having the maximum iron content, जर त्या सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल मध्ये मॅक्झिमम आयर्न कंटेंट असेल तर त्याला आपण फेरुजिनस सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर करत असतो. तर त्याच्यापासून ते सिमेंटिंग मटेरियल तयार होत असतं. पहिली प्रोसेस असते कॉम्पॅक्शन, सेकंड असते सिमेंटेशन अँड थर्ड प्रोसेस मगाशी सांगितलेली रिक्रिस्टलायझेशन. आता रिक्रिस्टलायझेशन म्हणजे काय? ऍज द नेम इंडिकेट रिक्रिस्टलायझेशन म्हणजे सिमेंटेशन प्रोसेसमुळं किंवा कॉम्पॅक्शनमुळं काय होतं की ओरिजिनल जो शेप आणि साईज असतो तो ओरिजिनल शेप आणि साईज सेडिमेंटचा काय होत जातो, चेंज होत जातो. The original shape and size of the cementing material of the sediments may get changed due to several processes like compaction, cementation, etc. That change in the shape and size of the sediments is considered as a recrystallization. So, 3 processes are involved in the lithification. One is the compaction, second one is the cementation, and third one is the recrystallization. Yes. Now here the next process is start after the lithification. आता लिथिफिकेशन नंतर नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस या ठिकाणी स्टार्ट होते ती म्हणजे डायजेनेसिस. नाव डायजेनेसिस म्हणजे काय? आता ही पूर्ण प्रोसेस जी असते, कोणती प्रोसेस? लूज सेडिमेंट्स पासून हार्ड अँड कॉम्पॅक्ट रॉक तयार होण्याची. द प्रोसेस in which the hard and compact rock is formed from the loose sediments. In this process, some physical and chemical changes take place in these sediments. Sediments मध्ये काही physical आणि chemical changes होतात. Which are the physical changes? The physical changes are in the form of shape and size. The shape and size of the sediments may get changed. That changes are considered as a physical changes. And what about the chemical changes? The chemical changes means the chemical composition of the sediments get changed. Some sediments may change their original chemical composition and that changes are considered as a chemical changes. So both these physical and chemical changes together considered as a diagenetic changes. त्या चेंजेसला काय म्हटलं जातं? डायजेनेटिक चेंजेस म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर केलं जातं. आणि ही जी प्रोसेस असते त्या प्रोसेसला आपण डायजेनेसिस प्रोसेस म्हणतो. कोणती प्रोसेस? ज्या प्रोसेस मधून सेडिमेंटचे ओरिजिनल फिजिकल आणि केमिकल कॅरेक्टर चेंज होत जातात त्या प्रोसेसला काय म्हटलं जातं? डायजेनेसिस म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर केलं जातं. ओके. सो दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द सेडिमेंटरी रॉक. या प्रोसेस मधून सेडिमेंटरी रॉक काय होत असतो? तयार होत असतो. ओके. So here we will stop today. The remaining part, some minor points are left related with the process. That some points with the process of formation of sediment rocks and other parts we will continue in the tomorrow's lecture. Tomorrow there is our lecture at 3 to 4 p.m. Okay, so we will continue in that lecture, the remaining part. Okay, so herewith I will stop my sharing. We will continue it on tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
सर PDF सेंड करा की याच्या.
Yes, yes, yes. I will definitely share the PDF of first and second unit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.